Hello and welcome back to the Perth to Paisley Podcast, episode number 209. You can tell in my voice and you can see by Adam's face if you're watching on YouTube that this is the most excited we've potentially ever been on the show because yesterday, as we record this, Hearts, for the first time in this podcast's history, for the first time in over a decade, nearly a decade and a half in the top flight, went to Ibrox and defeated Rangers to discuss everything that happened and honestly just probably celebrate a wee bit more. I, as ever, am Daniel McIver, joined by, I imagine, a jubilant Adam Kennedy. Adam, how are you?
McIver, I am in a fantastic mood. Last episode, I questioned, if not now, then when? Did I actually believe that Hearts would go to Ibrox and win? Probably not. So that makes it all the more sweeter that we've claimed a long, long overdue victory against Rangers. Never mind in Glasgow, just
Just
generally. I mean,
ever.
5 years
Yeah.
or whatever it was
Oli
since
Bazanic was the last.
Oli Bozanic just retired. That's how long ago that game
Yeah.
was. So it's been a long, long time coming. Um, but yeah, I mean, Hearts 9 points clear of Rangers in the league table. What on earth is going on? I can't believe my eyes. Um, I, I'm really excited. I don't know what I'm more excited for, this episode or the rest of the season, or I don't know. I'm actually devastated that we've got a fortnight off watching
Yeah.
Hearts now. And that very rarely happens, but it's lovely when it does happen. How are you?
I'm very good. Yesterday was the first day of my holiday. The reason, by the way, folks, we're recording today and releasing on Monday the 15th is that I am about to fly to Berlin. So we weren't,
Wunderbar.
yeah, exactly. We weren't going to be able to get an episode out. And we definitely had to get an episode out this week. So,
Are
in a
you going to
good
go and
way,
create an Alexander Swallow moral now?
yes,
Or
I am.
yeah, like yeah, it is a moral, isn't it? The big
Mural.
mural. That's the word.
The moral of the story is it's a mural. So, yes, I'm going to go there and just celebrate with currywurst and all that kind of
Oh,
patter.
I am so envious, so
Cannot
jealous.
wait. But
What a city.
honestly, that could fuck off. The most important bit was us beating Rangers. I could take just no gone now because, yeah, Hearts, incredibly. I know to neutrals, they'll be like, how is it incredible? Rangers are shit. Rangers were shit last season and we never beat them there. So it does not matter. This is huge for us. But
Rangers were shit last season. It's just a shame that we were somehow even worse
even
last
worse,
season.
exactly. However, before we get into the jubilation, there is incredibly sad news that happened since we've last been speaking with you. A legendary figure within Scottish football and a very pivotal figure within Heart and Midlothian, Jimmy Bone, sadly passed away the past couple of weeks, age number 75, age 75. And I was just going to read what the historian David Speed said on the club website. It obviously gives a fantastic summary of his entire career, where he was at Partick Thistle, Celtic, St Mirren, Norwich. He played for a lot of teams and he was incredibly iconic for St Mirren, especially. However, in 1983, he moved to Hearts, and as a Hearts fan, he said it was his dream move. And basically, Jimmy went on to score 16 goals in 81 appearances for Hearts, and the bustling and fearless striker enjoyed huge popularity at Tynecastle. His diving header, a winner in the 3-2 victory against Hibs in September 1983, announced that Hearts were back at the top level. Going forward, his experience and skill helped nurture several young players, in particular John Robertson. And of course, because of our age, we completely missed Jimmy Bone as a player. So I asked my dad what he was like, and that was exactly the thing that my dad said, and that it seems people of that generation have said on social media. He was so important and influential in Robbo's very early career, taking him under his wing as a veteran striker and teaching what would go on to be the most important player in, like, arguably the history of the football club. So our condolences go to Jimmy Bone's family, friends, an icon of the Scottish game, and I imagine you reiterate the same thoughts.
Absolutely. I mean, it's really nice seeing all of Jimmy's former clubs come out and post such positive tweets. And even people, because he's spent some time coaching and whatever. He's a big influencer, not just Robbo, but a whole host of people.
Yeah.
So it is really sad. I'd like to think that the weekend win could probably be dedicated to him. So yeah, just a massive miss from a Hearts perspective, and obviously from a Scottish football perspective, given as you said that his former clubs, a big loss to our game.
Definitely. We will now move on to, of course, around the grounds.
Let's not bother. Who gives a shit about the other results? There's only one result that matters today, baby.
It was a pretty good weekend for us, barring one penalty right at the very end.
Yeah, it was a bland Saturday, bar us, and yeah, just an annoying Sunday because while I look at other teams' fixtures now, McIver, it's just the Celtic score that we're keeping an eye on.
Exactly.
There's levels to the game now. This is it.
Well, that's getting clipped in December when we're 7th. However, yes, yesterday, as we record this, Aberdeen continued to just not know what scoring goals feels like as they drew with another.
They are dog shit. How is he still in that job? Honestly,
5 wins in 32 or something.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, at least they've picked up a point now. But
they're on the board.
At a first clean sheet.
Yeah.
But my God, they really are dog shit.
Yeah,
like, he's
terrible.
A lucky man.
That's a Scottish Cup win can do a lot because, yeah, Davy Martindale's Livingston
really
travelled up to Pittodrie and came away with a clean sheet and a point. Dundee and Motherwell. Are Motherwell actually good? Because they've now drawn 5, which is mad.
Motherwell will go invincible, however, they will not win a game in
They'll
the
get
Scottish
relegated
Premiership
at the
this
same
season.
time.
They will draw all 38 games and stay up by the skin of their teeth.
I'm very impressed with Dundee, by the way. Presley's
I know-
doing a better job than I think everybody expected him to do.
I know what you mean. They're kind of staying in games. I mean, I'm fast forwarding to November, and I'm thinking that might not be as routine as initially I thought.
Yeah.
So, but that's fine. There's plenty of football to be played between now and then.
Exactly. It'll be
let's
all
hope
good.
That we are still, full steam ahead.
A stat I hadn't actually realised, but St Mirren got their first league win of the season yesterday as they beat Falkirk 2-1 in Falkirk. John McGlynn, I saw on Sports Team, was furious about the defending for the second goal because they just don't pay attention from a throw-in, and it seems to have been the main reason they haven't picked up a point.
I was as surprised as you were because I had a look at some of the prices as well at the bookies, and St Mirren were over 2-1 yesterday, and I'm thinking, how is it just because they've not won yet? So I thought that was the price of the day. Fancied them strongly. That was one of a few results that I got right for who scored this weekend. But I thought it'd be a by a sole goal, to be fair. So 2-1. I thought they'd nick it. I don't think it's the worst result for Falkirk necessarily because you know me, I rate St Mirren, but it's diabolical really to just allow them to score with such ease because they're not the most prolific goal scorers, but I think they're just a solid, determined, dogged unit, really.
Yeah, definitely. Our game happened, which we will get to in depth. We might just give a 90-minute second by second recount of it. But
the content that will emerge from this on your super scoreboards, your Go radios, will be absolutely glorious.
I've been spending the day listening to the Rangers review for the first time in my life.
I might have to give that a wee smash.
Wonderful. Honestly, one of them wants Neil Warnock in charge, man. It's fucking excellent. But the later game, 5:45, was the one exception to what you said about a drab affair because a 6-goal thriller with red cards, penalties, VAR decisions, everything you want. Dundee United ran to 3-1 leaders at Easter Road. However, Hibs managed to claw it back with both Dundee United and Hibs having chances in the last second to win it. However, I did see a stat that is now Hibs played 6 games at home this season and won none of them.
I was just going to say exactly that. I mean, the media darlings, they're the best footballing side that we've ever seen, and yet they cannot win a home match for love nor money. But yeah, just funny how the tables turn like that. I mean,
I was so angry with that chance Dundee United had at the end, by the way, when he could have just put it across the keeper. I was losing my mind.
There's no way that they can overshadow us. Like, we'll be the story for basically the next week, and till the League Cup, because we don't even play in the League Cup.
They'll beat Rangers though. That'll be it.
Oh, don't. And then that'll surely be the end of you
Yeah,
know who.
definitely. And then, as I say, today, as we record this, Celtic just got all 3 points against Kilmarnock with a controversial penalty
Dubious
decision. Yeah, dubious. After in the 95th minute with debuting Kelechi Iheanacho getting his first goal for the club. What did you make of that game? And is there anything else to add to the other games?
No, because I couldn't give two hoots about the other games. It's just a sickener. I thought Kelly were going to do us a turn, and we could spend another 2 weeks at the top.
Yep.
It's not quite to be. Yeah, just really annoying. I mean, it's abundantly clear that the Scottish FA and SPFL are terrified at the prospect of Hearts mounting a title challenge, that they just feel it necessary to bail Celtic out in the last minute. Did you see, by the way, that we are now shorter odds than Rangers to win the league?
We're
Sky?
8-1 now.
I mean, what? What even is the
Just
world anymore?
ridiculous, man.
This is carnage. Like, of everything that's happening in the world at the minute, that is perhaps the craziest thing. Have we ever been shorter than Rangers to win the league?
No, we can't have been.
Top tier. I'm even thinking Championship when
They were
both in it.
favourites.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So have we ever been shorter than Rangers to win the? Does anybody know?
I
Like,
imagine
are you
that
some
one-
betting
like-
connoisseur that knows the answer. I don't know.
I imagine after the first few weeks of the championship season, we then became favourites. But
Yeah, but top tier, I can't think of any.
yeah, there's no way it's ever happened in the top
So,
tier.
just barking, absolutely crazy.
It's just insane. But the reason we're now favourites compared
Yes.
to Rangers is that Derek McInnes travelled with his Hearts team along the M8 to Ibrox, somewhere that we hate going.
We didn't shite it at Heart Hill. Come on, baby. Yes.
But I'll be on it. Listen, I'm happy to be the bigger man here and admit I was shitting it when I saw the team line up, because
That makes two of us, as you will allude to now.
Hearts lined up in a 4-4-2, which is on its own is not terrifying. It's actually quite good.
Which we didn't really know was a 4-4-2.
Yeah, true. Until
But
the
carry
Hearts
on.
standard
Yes.
shared a lineup graphic.
And
In goals.
everybody instantly dismissed it and went, there is no way
No way
these
is that
players
happening."
are playing there in that shape, that person, like, that's complete nonsense. What the hell are we doing? What is this shape? But it transpired that way, and it was great. It was really enjoyable.
Alexander Swallow made his debut in goals, which I was relieved at. I was
That
worried
was
he
the
wasn't
least
going
surprising thing when it came to
Yeah.
the selection.
Definitely. But the big German man from Berlin did stand up in goals.
Former Union favourite now.
And Hertha.
And Hertha, there you go.
Yeah, he played for both of them.
Both sides of the divide, love it.
Stephen Kingsley came in for his first league start of the season at left back.
Again, thought it was left centre half because
Yep.
of personnel.
But it was a flat back four. Stephen Kingsley, Stuart Finlay, Craig Halkett, and Ocean McEntee at right back.
Happy birthday, Stuart Finlay.
Happy birthday, Stuart Finlay, today. Yep, absolutely.
What a 30th weekend you are having,
I know.
young man.
Exactly.
Sensational. I hope he's absolutely hanging out his arse as we
Yep.
speak.
With a first league start for Alexandros Kizaridis, someone who every Hearts fan wanted to start but didn't think would.
Hallelujah.
And he started very well. His second half wasn't great, but his first half was really good. Cammy Devlin and Benny Beningame played as the two, and then out at right mid in our very own Gareth Bale regen, going from left back to right wing,
Like the
was
reference.
Harry Milne, who was kind of that polar bear in Arkansas meme thing. And
What the
every
hell's a
Hearts
polar bear
fan-
doing in Arlington, Texas?
Exactly. Claudio Braga and Lawrence Shanklin led the line. When everybody saw Harry Milne lining up at right mid, I mean, I literally said, why do we always do weird shit when we play Rangers? This is Robbie Nielsen playing Garan Cuyol as a centre mid, I was thinking.
And Barry Mackay and Robert
And Barry
Snodgrass
McCann and Robert
in that trio.
Snodgrass is a three.
Oh,
Obviously, we will get into the fact that, as I said to you, we are now HMFC Harry Milne FC. Before we get into how good he was, how worried were you when you saw that?
Papping my pants. I thought it was going to be the usual. I was actually worried as to how early would it be until we conceded, because that, to me, again, I didn't know that it was a 4-4-2,
Mhm.
which in hindsight, a wonderful thing. And now obviously is great that we've got that confidence and belief to get on the front foot immediately. Um, but initially, I thought it was anything but. I thought it's an interesting dynamic. Is it a 3-4-3, and we're just kind of parking Milne and McEntee further
Yeah.
and further back? And then I thought, no, hold on a minute, it can't possibly be a back three with Kingsley, Finlay, and Halkett, because again, like the two left footers, I don't see how that would work. And it just, unless you put Finlay in the middle, can you put Halkett on the side? No, he's
Yeah.
probably better in the middle, and it just, I don't know. I was nervous. I can't lie. What it was weird, kind of heading into the game, because I was as excited as I was nervous heading into it,
That's
because
fair.
there was that kind of, like we said, we obviously weren't too confident, but there was a glimmer of hope because they are rubbish.
Yes,
But
they are.
but by the same score, it's us.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so I think in terms of the personnel, I was intrigued to see how it would pan out.
Yeah.
And in fairness, I mean, that first 45 minutes was as good as we could have hoped for, really.
Yeah, literally.
Given the personnel, I mean, isn't it funny how we've kind of slewed Derek McInnes's selection, personnel, formation? We've questioned the square pegs and round holes, and yet here it's worked an absolute dream. It's just, I mean, now I don't want to see Harry Milne ever play at left back. Just push him further up.
Fuck your
You
Jotas.
you can roam, Harry. I don't give a shit that we're bringing in 10 wingers. Like, you do your thing. Good
Islam
on you, man.
Chesnikov, who?
Yeah, he doesn't come until January anyway. We don't even
Yeah.
need him. Just got Harry chilling out there. What
It
a
is
boy.
it is unbelievable that he fucked the team selections against St Mirren and Livingston, but against Rangers at
Rangers get just
Ibrox.
spot on. I know. I know.
But yeah,
That must actually just wind him up.
yeah, I
Like,
know.
because even his post match, I hate, by the way, how we just asked him about like the game against Falkirk. Like, who gives a fuck about the fact we're out the League Cup? Just appreciate we've waited over a decade for this.
No,
Um,
this is what we do now under Tony Blue. We keep looking forward to next
yeah,
victories.
every game we're gonna win. But yes, it was like. Really? Like, and then I think the St Mirren game must just be the only kind of mark against his name, but he's sort of made up for that with this because of how good it was.
Yeah.
That first half was like, fuck yes. This is exactly what I want to see. That when I have like an ideology of a Hearts team in my head, that is it. On the
Pressing for
front
the
foot,
front.
get at them, nothing to fear, get stuck in, and just make shit happen, cause chaos.
Yes, exactly. And within 3 and 5 minutes, we had done that because in the third minute, Braga won his first of like 12 fouls that he won because it was just clearly
Mate,
like target him.
how did he not come off injured?
I
He
don't
was
know.
getting battered from the
Yeah.
get-go. As you say, I didn't actually check how many times did he. Apparently, only fouled 4 times.
That's
It must
why
have
I
all
felt
been in
so
that first
mad.
half.
Yeah,
Exactly.
first 20 minutes.
I felt like as soon as he got the ball, it was just bang right
Yeah.
on top of him and just tried to put any kind of end to that threat. But he was excellent. I mean, he didn't let that affect him at
I
all
mean,
throughout
he
his
is not.
performance.
How is he here? Right. This is going to be again a
No,
slightly different episode to what we
never
normally
mind.
do.
How is he here? How was he playing in the second tier
Yeah.
in Norway? His agent is a disgrace, a genuine disgrace.
But this is what Jamestown does. They pick up guys that are like way
unearth
too
these
good.
gems.
Yeah.
Like, where have you been all my life? I don't mean to go all Rihanna, but Claudio Braga, where have you been?
This is going to be one of the different episodes because we're going to try and
Because
go
we're
through each
positive from the
minute.
get-go.
Yeah, true. We're going to try and go through minute by minute, but then one of us will say a name and it'll just make the other one go, "Oh, he was fucking class when he did this," kind of thing. So, listen, that'll happen.
Sorry.
No, I like it because that is what this episode should be. Braga was unbelievable. He will
So
not
good.
be here next season, but
No.
now I'm worried he won't be here past January. just every. It's like
It's,
Shanklin
yeah,
said
it's
in the
grim.
build-up this week that he feels like he wants to put a tag on him because he can't keep track because he just keeps running about everywhere. But it is like you're talking about pressing from the front, high energy, pushing up on the
He's the
Rangers low
epitome of
block.
all of
He
that.
was the main person doing that, which
Yeah.
dragged us forward. It's unbelievable, as you say. I know it is the point of Jamestown, but it's like there was always a part of my brain that agreed with you where it was like they won't get it right with us because we're Hearts.
Yeah.
Fuck it, and we'll just get
Oh,
random pricks.
if there was one club that was going to come along and derail it, it was 100% going to be us. But I say gonna as though I've part of
Yeah,
that. He's incredible. I love him. I fucking adore him because
yeah,
you're right. He just does not stop, and it's like again, the ideology of that perfect Hearts team. He is the epitome of a Hearts player. Our club, or the motto that kind of coincides with our club is blood doesn't show on a maroon jersey. In other words, you give it absolutely everything from the very get go until the very last. And Claudio Braga, even if he doesn't score, he
yeah,
impacts games. Like it doesn't have to. I mean, he obviously impacts the game here with a
yeah,
phenomenal pass that he plays for the first goal. But even on like an off day, he still works his bollocks off, and
yeah.
that is just—he's a dream, a complete dream.
Well, he does win the free kick in the third minute, and fellow Jamestown signing Kizaridis swings it in. It's headed out to Finlay, who passes to Devlin, who kind of lobs it back into the box for Halkett, who heads over. Listen, I'll be very honest. It's 3 minutes in. In my head, I'm thinking that was the fucking chance. We fucked it. We're not going to get anything like that again. Oh, for the love of God, what is going on?
Ghosts have governed past, mate, doing that
Yeah,
to you.
exactly.
It's because I know I was the exact same. I never felt confident until it was 2-0 with literally about like 3 minutes to go. And I'm thinking, right, there's a chance here.
Yeah,
There's a definite chance here. Because as you say, like I think it's a decent chance for somebody of Craig
yeah.
Halkett's ability. And he's got previous at scoring at Ibrox for Hearts. But yeah, just a bit unfortunate on this occasion. But again, like you I think regardless of kind of manager selection, you will get chances in these games. So that could have very easily thrown us off. But it was like,
Yeah,
no, let's go and create another chance because it was like that's gone. Like there's we can't change that now.
yeah.
But just keep on moving forward. Try and find something else. And again, my worry was with the selection that was our game plan going into it. It was like we'll kind of nick one from a set piece and maybe try and hold on for dear life at the end of it. But that first 45 was the polar opposite of that. And it was so refreshing to see because, again, like Rangers have spent £20 million, yes, but that could be the biggest waste of money I've possibly ever seen because I just don't see how he stays in the job for much longer. Like if there was signs you could say you see what he's trying to do, there was nothing. I mean, Derek McInnes outthought and outstrategized Russell Martin here completely. It was a total McInnes masterclass. He really he did a job in terms of no bollocks to that. We've sat in far too many times coming through here. Why should we show Rangers any respect? Never mind too much respect. Let's get at them and try and cause carnage from the offset. And again, from 3 minutes, as you say, granted this is a set play, but I feel as though we did that.
Well, 2 minutes later, it was the embodiment of it as Kizaridis Harry's Butland well enough to force him into going long, which is very much against the Russell Martin ideology.
Absolutely.
Finlay just immediately heads it back to Shankland, whose effort is easily held by Butland. But again, that's 5 minutes, two chances, constant. The front kind of five when we were out of possession, because when we were out of possession, Milne tucked back a wee bit. So it was Kizaridis, Benny, Shanklin, Braga, and Devlin. They were just up as a unit, pushing on. Because Connor Barron played as a six, and I don't know why, because he just looked so uncomfortable. And I think immediately Devlin and Benny went, "We have got you if we put any pressure."
Do you know what's crazy as well? He was probably one of Rangers' better players in the old
I
firm.
know.
And
Yeah.
in that position.
Yeah.
So if that's the two best teams in the country in League McIver, like this is it.
Yeah,
This is it.
yeah,
This had like they're just both average. If he's one of the standouts in kind of our showpiece game,
yeah.
what does that say about the nick of these two teams? But again, nothing to fear. And you've said it perfectly there. The five of them just went to hell with this. Like, on we go, charging, coming, like non-stop.
And it very much bared fruit because in the 21st minute, Halkett makes an interception that lands at Shankland, potentially off his hand. Right? We'll speak about that in a minute.
Just say
He
it
drives
is.
forward and finds Claudio Braga. Portuguese number 10 has some of the best hold up play I've seen for a guy his size because he just keeps it,
Because
creates
exactly
space for
that. Because
himself.
he's not even the chunkiest or biggest. Like
No,
you'd expect it from like a massive unit,
yeah,
but he's not really. He's a slender guy, and he's got that. He's gorgeous.
but
He's
he's
wonderful.
stunning. Beautiful man. He finds his strike partner who's carried on his run, and the captain puts it past Butland. Now, in the immediate aftermath, Kizaridis somehow ends up on Shanklin's shoulder like a parrot, but you see Shanklin telling everybody it's handball. It's handball. Not celebrating it, it's handball. You see the replays, and it's inconclusive, but immediately I went, aye,
That's getting shocked.
that's a handball.
Yeah.
And then Don Robertson just points to the centre circle. Shankland, you see it in him. He laughs with Benny, and Hearts are 1-0 up. Now, I've seen three justifications as to why this is given. The last one I think is actually the most credible one. So I'll leave that. The first one is that, it hits him at the t-shirt line, the captain's armband, which has been given before. I don't know. I think it hits kind of his elbow down. The second one is that it rebounds off his chest first and goes onto his arm, which I can actually see in a slowed down video that from one angle it does look like it's doing that. So the rule is if it hits a body part first onto your arm, then it isn't handball. But Craig Cairns and Joel Sked in their post-match review gave a potential third justification, which would make the most amount of sense. And it's that the rules changed at the start of this season so that see any other season when the handball rule was in with VAR, it was if the ball touched your arm in the build-up at all, it's disallowed. Whereas at the start of this season, it changed it to if it's a second phase of play, it's not. And it seems that it was deemed the build-up, because it was an entire run from the halfway line, Shanklin passed it off, then made another run, that was a secondary phase of play by the time he gets the ball. So therefore, it's irrelevant that it touched his hand in the build-up. I'll be honest, I don't give a shit. It's 1-0 Hearts.
I'm glad you said that because I literally thought this. I don't mean to discredit what you were saying there at all. Like you gave
No, yeah.
some excellent analogies. You were articulate. You gave the points. You sort of you remonstrated that very well.
Thank
But
you.
I could not give a flying fuck with all
Yep.
due respect
Yep.
because I'm thinking back to countless years of
Yeah.
decisions that have gone against us. I'm even thinking last season on the opening day, there's a penalty for a start.
Of course, when Barron handled it off
The,
Taylor's
the
cross.
shove on James Wilson from Clinton and Ciala in Rangers' last game at Tynecastle, just not even looked at. So, I mean, if Rangers fans want to play this
I
game,
forgot about both of them. Fair
we could
play.
go all day if you want. They're just two off the top of my head. I mean, I could go back even further if you like. So no, I don't care. It's a phenomenal finish from
It's an
Shankland.
unbelievable finish.
Considering the angle, and you see the picture behind Butland's goal.
Yeah.
I mean, he's no right to even take the shot on.
Yeah, the
Never
angle
mind
is so
score.
tight.
It's pinpoint perfect into the corner. And yeah, there was a little element of me that's gone. Is that us? Have we used up our kind of luck for today?
Yeah.
Is that as good as it's going to get? But ultimately didn't care because I then thought, holy shit, Hearts are 1-0 up at Ibrox. You're telling me there's a chance here?
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, I was thinking, right, okay, now Rangers will start to do what they normally do and start pressing
We'll
the
start
point
to
a
just
wee bit.
gradually
We'll
get
drop
further and further and further.
exactly all this kind of pattern. And then nothing changed. Hearts just continued to be harrying. Cammy Devlin was
Well, no,
like
you
the
see,
person.
I mean, you say nothing changed. There was a lot of anger and
Of course,
vitriol that emanated
yes.
from the stands. So to say nothing changed, I mean, I think the general kind of atmosphere and ambience changed, which then therefore helped Hearts. So nothing changed is maybe a wee bit harsh.
That is very fair.
It got better and better, really.
Suddenly, Raskin's name was getting sang a lot, which is weird because he was in the stands. So he has no involvement in this football game. I've no idea why he was getting his name sang.
After scoring for Belgium in the international break.
Yeah,
How daunting was that? Because again, and I'm sorry to digress and kind
go
of go
for
off
it. This
track
is
here,
what this episode's going to be.
but in the run up to the game, I'm thinking the boy Cornelius, their new centre half, scores
Yep,
an absolute worldie for Canada against
yep.
Wales. Nico Raskin scores for Belgium against, I think it was Kazakhstan,
Yeah, I
comes off
think
the
so.
bench. I'm thinking, right, well, there's no way that he starts from the bench here. Like, he has to start.
Asgard
Um,
gets four for
Despite
Norway.
Thelo Asgard comes off the bench for Norway to score four in an 11-1 win. So there's a part of me that's then going, Hearts' record at Ibrox is shit. Rangers have been shit. The law of averages says that things have to change. It won't be a record at Ibrox. Instead, it'll be Rangers grabbing their first league win of the season because their
Yep.
players have scored for their countries. There's absolutely nothing to fear. They'll just be full of confidence and belief. And yet, they return to the club side and it's just seeped out of them.
Yeah, it's
I mean
unbelievable.
Asgard in particular, who I thought was anonymous.
Yeah. Well, he is involved in the next highlight because basically, up until the 37th minute, we hadn't seen Alexander Schwolo at all, pretty much.
No, I
However,
did. I forgot about the save actually because yeah,
it's
sorry,
good.
it is good. Good
Asgard
effort as well, to be fair.
goes for a cross shot. If it goes in, he's probably saying it's a shot. In the
I
way
think
it
he's trying.
is,
Genuinely, I think he's trying to bend it into the top corner. To be
he
fair,
probably is.
I think he's talent. I think he's a talented player, but
Yeah,
I thought for the most part he did nothing here. But I
yeah,
mean, bar that shot, that was really it.
yeah. That literally was
Um,
it.
and it's a decent effort, but it's an even better save.
So, as I said last week, I have some experience with Alexander Schwolo. I remember there was a game, Schalke played Werder Bremen, and they got beat either 2-1 or 3-1. And he made a really similar save to this, where a guy cut in off the right hand side and pinged one that was destined for the top corner. And he kind of did what he did, where he not only saves it, but he pushes it. So it's not just it
Was that
hits
a wee
him.
camera felly?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And it's one of them. However, in the same game, he lets the ball go under his foot for a back pass and it goes in. So I was thinking, okay, I've seen this script before. When's that happening? And I do think
Were
you
you
saw.
frantically going on to like the bookies to just lump a Hearts own goal at some
Yeah,
stage?
exactly. I
Finlay or Halkett?
I did. I do think you saw the perfect embodiment of Schwolo in that game because I did see some people in the build-up saying his kicking's really good. From my experience of watching him, his kicking was not good at Schalke, and I don't think it was anything special
I thought there were better ones.
yesterday.
I think when the bar is so low with their previous
Yeah,
goalkeepers,
true.
anything's an
He
improvement.
did,
Really.
however, just at one point sclaff one out of play in the first half, and that was bad. But
That's fine.
he
Fuck it. Don't
flaps a wee
care.
bit. He's kind of hesitant sometimes to come out, but he also is a massive unit. He makes really good saves and he's just quite dependable. And the fact that he played that well on his debut at Ibrox, which is theoretically the second hardest place he will play at in the country, I think he did very well.
Yeah, he did. But again, it arrives with good pedigree. Like you don't
Yeah, over
play
200 appearances in the
200
Bundesliga.
games
Like,
in
yeah,
Germany's top tier if you're a bum. So
yeah, definitely.
he's clearly got something. What is he, 33 or something? I think?
33, yeah.
33, so I mean a wealth of experience. I love that we're also his first non-German club.
Yeah, it's
I
cool.
think yeah, it's cool. It's nice. He's had his time in Deutschland and now he heads over to Scotland. There's some Deutsch for
Nice.
you.
Thank you.
Get that
I'll
on the
use
plate.
that.
That's all I know. That and
Brilliant.
I'm to Zane. I know my numbers and Danke and Wunderbar. That's the extent of my Deutsch. But
It's
yes.
more than me, to be honest. So,
Yeah, he was excellent. Yeah, really
yeah,
good.
he was.
I mean, didn't have a lot to do first
No.
half, but again, called into action here, and it's a smart save over the top. So I'm not going to grumble. It's nice. I mean, I think for you, you're the one that's been kind of more critical of our goalkeepers. Did you just feel
Yes.
a lot more calm and
Yeah.
composed
I'm a lot
with
happier
him
now.
there? Yeah,
A lot
that's good.
happier.
I'm glad to hear it.
And then right at the end of the half, Gassam hits a speculative effort. That Schwolo does push past the post, but it
Did you
brings an
say
end.
that was genius from McInnes when he was talking about Milne and the threat that Kasama poses? That was his
Yes.
one kind of criticism, was how he gets shots away. So
Yeah.
then I'm thinking, if he starts on the left and Mikey Moore on the right, then Milne kind of doubling up with McAtee, like, it makes sense. It does
Yeah.
make sense. I don't know why we didn't kind of see that before, because I said it. Asgard didn't do a lot. Mikey Moore really didn't do a lot,
Yeah.
and I think that was
Terrible.
reflected in his kind of his change. Because I think, did he come off at half time or
Yeah,
kind of
he
just
did.
after half
Aye.
time?
Yeah, because
Um,
Antman came on from.
and I mean, Miovski, all the build up was with Miovski, and I rate Boyan Miovski. I think he's a fantastic forward, but
Had the fewest
that
amount of touches for anybody that played 90 minutes, 20 in the
what
whole
what
game.
what does that tell you? Like, just bodied by our centre halves and kind of the back four, just nullified any threat.
That
Yeah,
right hand side, let's speak about it
The
now.
Miovski Shankland debate is
It's
over now.
dead. Yeah, it's dead in the
Yeah,
water. Who cares about it? That right hand side of Milne and McEntee, my brother was saying how he was worried as well, but immediately he just felt comfortable. And obviously, I said in the preseason predictions that McEntee was going to be my signing of the season. I have a feeling that a Portuguese number 10 is going to probably take that.
but
However,
from a defensive perspective,
yeah, McEntee was excellent in that
he
first
really
half.
was.
I was saying, right, it's funny because as midfielders, we've got three quite different types. We've got Devlin, whose tenacity and ability when the ball back is based on that tenacity and its aggression and it's flying into challenges that he'll just win. Benny's is that like ability focused where he's not the biggest and all that, but he can just
Just can
inexplicably
play.
get his
Just a
foot
nice,
in.
tidy
Yeah.
footballer.
I really like that in McEntee, we've got a guy who just goes, I am bigger than everybody here. I'm going to just bully them out the way. And you can tell that that's how he plays. And it is so refreshing. You were speaking about what you want your identity of a Hearts team. I want guys like that.
Yeah.
Who are just big units who can win balls and give it to flair players.
Because sometimes you need that. I mean, Scottish football, I'm going to go full Kenny Vargas here, but Scottish football isn't the top level. But you do need that kind of perfect mix of kind of match winners
Yeah.
and people that will contribute to winning games in a different way.
Yep.
Oisin McEntee is probably the kind of epitome of that. I mean, I watched the game with my missus, and she like she's interested in Hearts, but she doesn't get. She's not like us, where it's like each and every signing, like we're waiting on the club, like in the
Yeah.
updates and the confirmation and whatever. She's like, go on, 31. Like she didn't even know who he was. She said that was his best performance by a mile because he was everywhere. He was brilliant.
That
And
is fantastic.
I'm trying to say to her, I was like, no, he's been really good, kind of from the get go. He was one that I personally didn't know a lot about, didn't really have hopes for. I thought the law of averages someday that we sign will be shite. It's most likely going to be him, but he's been really good. And again, here, 31 was magnificent.
31 was fantastic.
I think he's now got a new fan. So I could be in trouble actually for the future of my relationship.
Honestly,
so I'm watching out for Yoshi McEntee.
it would be understandable. But whilst 31 was really good, 18 in front of him was exceptional because Harry Milne, I mean, he's just better than James Penrice was, isn't he?
Who?
Yeah, exactly. I cannot believe that. He was like our own little Iron Robin, just getting the ball and cutting in on his left and pinging passes.
Iron Robin and Gareth Bale comparisons. How much are we selling him for? He'll be the next.
We're not selling it. He's staying here. We'll reject 40 million bids. It's fine.
Olympiacos, Panathinaikos, round you come.
I
Trying to
can't
think of any
believe
other
how well
Greek
he was good.
that don't have a Scottish left back. So we can rule out AAK because they've nicked ours.
Yep.
We can rule out Pauk Salonika because Greg Taylor's gone there. So it's got to be one of the Athens clubs. Olympiacos
Definitely.
or Panathinaikos will come in. Imagine if Harry Milne went from playing for Cove Rangers to Olympiacos. Would that not be the most obscure career path you've ever
Yeah.
heard of in your puff?
That would be unbelievable. But
How is
no,
he again?
how
Clive
was he at
Braga,
12, man?
how is he playing part-time football?
It's
How?
unbelievable. He
And again,
absolutely
at
strolled it at
Thistle,
Ibrox,
and
man.
then for Partick Thistle, how is he at Thistle for so long? Mental.
He was, as I say, I keep saying it. HMFC is no longer Heart of Midlothian FC. It's Harry Milne FC. Just, I love him. I love him so much, and his reaction at the end is he's so he just, I think he is like the type of person who's like, chuck me in goals as long as I'm playing. I want to play. And McKinnon said that where he said that they spoke to Milne about the change of position during the week, and he was like, if you have to sell it to a player, it's probably not going to work. But Milne just went, I played there all the time as a teenager. Yep, I can do that. Absolutely.
His game is fucking to Harry Milne. What a guy. Again, just stick you absolutely anywhere. I'll just let you have a free roll. You
Yeah.
you pick your 10 teammates and you just do what you want. And
Yeah.
I'm happy.
I don't really know when else he'll get a mention, so I want to speak about him now. In an almost smug get it up Adam Kennedy way, but Craig Halkett's our best centre half. Craig Halkett there's not
Oh,
even a
you
competition.
can't do that to the birthday boy Stuart Finlay.
I love you, Stuart, as a goal scorer. But Craig Halkett, as I said, I mean, Stuart Finlay was also great yesterday as a defender. But Craig Halkett and the club tweeted, yesterday's appearance at Ibrox was Craig Halkett's first since his last minute equaliser in 2021.
Which is mental, by the
Yeah,
way.
I can't believe that, but also
And again,
I really can believe it.
is probably the kind of red flag that I've got against his name, but do carry on.
His 150th appearance yesterday as a Hearts player.
He's been here for fucking donkeys, but again,
For longer than
carry
we've
on.
been doing this show.
Yeah, exactly. We've got more podcast episodes than he has made appearances for the club. So again, so this is exactly my gripe. When fully fit, yes, excellent, but the best ability is availability. I've never thought of that until you've said that. That just sums up his Hearts career. It's like, yeah, when you're here, you're great, but ultimately you haven't been for time. This is why I get annoyed, Craig. But you were excellent yesterday, so I can't
More
really
than a
fault you.
third as well. Like it's not even like it's 10 episodes.
Fuck
It's
me,
60
man.
episodes.
No, you've fully triggered me here. That's annoying.
But he helped
But
keep
you were
a clean
great
sheet,
yesterday, so well done.
and he had 100% defensive duels won as well.
I mean, again, I'm not sure that's entirely accurate, but I don't give a shit what
I
the
don't
club
give a
are
shit.
posting.
I don't care.
You do what you want.
He won everything in the air. Every single time that ball was in the air, it was just, oh, Craig Halkett's headed it away.
Yeah,
I love him
just
so much. I love him
bitch,
so much.
bitch, little Boyan. Halkett signed a new deal, or is his deal up come the summer?
I can find out for you
I feel
right
like
now.
I feel like he signed a new deal to then.
His
So
new deal runs until the end of this season.
yeah, so don't know what's going to happen.
He better get a new deal.
In terms of Craig Halkett, but again, you are right. Previously, I would have said no, but he's starting to convince me.
Yes, he's excellent. But that did bring the first half to a close.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm just moving on because I want to say something.
Yeah, thanks.
Is that the best half we've ever had at Ibrox in our lifetimes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Move on.
It's unbelievable.
There's nothing else we could say. I mean, the fact we've nearly spoken for as long as that first half was, so that tells you how good it was.
Yeah, it was excellent.
It was great.
Inevitably, there's going to be always people who say, why don't we just keep that up for 90 minutes? It's impossible. You can't do that at Ibrox or Celtic Park, even with Celtic and Rangers being in the current state they are.
And Derek McInnes did allude to that, but it's so simple if you say it's a 90-minute game, but it's true.
Yeah.
If there's some, you're not going to stay consistent all the way through, but if you can try and maintain that level of performance, then God, it gives you a good chance, as we see here.
The opening 15 minutes of the second half, I've seen some people say we rode our luck. I don't think that's fair. We were just very defensively solid.
I think
there's one thing that we potentially rode our luck with.
I was going to say with a decision or two, but I don't really care, to be honest. I've waited that long for winning over Rangers, and particularly here, so I really could not give two hoots, like I say.
Schwolo makes a really good save from Antman on the hour mark. He pushes it away and the eventual rebound is blocked by McEntee. Then
Oh
2
my
minutes
God, that
later,
was horrible.
that was horrible because I thought it was a
couple
penalty.
there was a couple instances where we're kind of struggling to clear, and I'm just going, just fucking a little bit long. Like
Boot it, man.
sometimes you just got to clear the air and try and buy yourself that wee bit of time. But
Yeah.
to be fair, like it was structured, and there was times we would try and play out still, and it was good. It was decent, but not good for the old ticker. That's for
No,
sure.
exactly. 3 minutes later, Tavernier intercepts the one mistake that Cammy Devlin made in the entire game is a misplaced pass.
I
Drives
refuse
forward.
to believe that he did, because I thought
Yeah.
again he was phenomenal.
He was just exceptional. He was everything you want Cammy
He's
Devlin
another
to
again
be.
that I can't believe the criticism he gets.
No, it's insane. He's one of
And
our best
and
midfielders.
for a game like this, like I can understand if you want to make a change for Falkirk at home, because at times he doesn't
Yeah.
play that killer pass or drag us up. But he relishes these games, these games, and more often than not, he's probably our best player,
Yeah.
regardless of kind of who's selected in these type of matches. Because again, we spoke about match winners in attacking areas and others that contribute to the victory in a defensive sense. McAtee did so, and Cammy Devlin did so here.
JD Gassam has an effort, but it hits the post. And then 2 minutes later, Rothwell, who came on, and this was the one bit where I was like, of course, this is what happens against us. With Joe Rothwell, who has looked like a pub league footballer up until yesterday. He comes on and has his best 20 minutes, but then gets injured, falling over himself. He plays a looping ball over the top. Kingsley's playing too deep, so Diamandi and Asgard are both on side, but just neither of them connect with the ball. So it goes out for a goal kick, and then 3 minutes later, a Rangers corner swung in. Asgard and Suter go up with Schwolo. There's confusion, the ball drops, Schwolo's in the back of the net, and then eventually the ball's in the back of the net. But the on-field decision is that Don Robertson gives a foul against Asgard and Suter, one of them, in favour of us, and VAR agrees. Now, Asgard, when you watch it back, right, Asgard, as the ball's coming in, looks at Schwolo and goes into him.
So there's an intent to do him.
But I don't think that's when the foul is given. I think it's when the ball bounces back up in the air and Don Robertson just seems to say that Asgard and Suter are blocking. I can see why it was given as a no-go. But it's one of them, if it's given against you, you're livid.
You're raging.
But that makes it so much funnier. So
without a doubt. Again, spoken about previous decisions, and with how long we've waited to win through there, no.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And then the thing that cemented it.
This is even better.
80th minute, Harry Milne's finally de-evolved from being Gareth Bale and is back to being Harry Milne at left back after Kingsley came off. Just drives into the box, beats a couple of Rangers players and goes down under the challenge of Diamandi. Don Robertson points to the spot. A couple of minutes checked. VAR agrees. Now, before we get to what happened, I do think there is enough contact there for there to be a penalty. I know there's not a lot. Yeah, there's not a lot. But Milne's moving at pace, so the slightest amount of contact can make you go down.
I'm going to be honest. We spoke about Harry Milne moving back to left back. Stephen Kingsley as well was excellent.
Kingsley was fantastic.
Yep. That was the Stephen Kingsley of old. But anyway, our new Gareth Bale, as you've dubbed him, I think he does the right thing, and I think initially when I saw it, I was obviously screaming for it in sheer desperation, and then I saw it back. I'm thinking, oh, it doesn't look like there's a lot. It's probably going to get overturned. And then I see the Diamandi kind of clip, because he does clip him.
Yeah.
Is it left foot to left foot? I'm pretty sure. And then it's like, I think then it is.
This is the least debatable spot
of the contentious ones.
Yeah,
fully agreed. So then I'm thinking, well, it has to be a pen, and just please don't fucking miss, because then we're on to a winner here.
Well, Lawrence Shankland did miss. But it was fine because he gets there for the rebound. He gets to properly celebrate this one. The place goes mental. Both
in more ways than one.
In jubilation from Hearts fans and fury from Rangers fans as both sets of fans unite with "You're getting sacked in the morning chance."
That was
However, he
funny.
hasn't been.
That was
That
funny.
was funny. It was great.
I'll give the
Um,
Rangers fans that. That is decent batter.
and then the final action of the game in the 97th minute, so close to a third, as Magnuson, the substitute, plays a long ball to
I forgot all about this.
fellow substitute Elton Kabangu, who gets there. He cuts it back to Thomas Magnuson, whose effort hits the post. I would like to say I thought Kabangu was excellent when he came on.
Wholeheartedly agree. Just again, carried us and against tired legs.
Yeah, he was
Brilliant.
fantastic. He still got caught offside twice, which is the most thing ever.
And again, like it's okay because over time these rules will change and then he'll be magnificent.
He will literally be the best player in the league.
Jamestown planned for these things. It's abundantly clear. But he was kind of running at Tavernier and Suter. I mean, he got the better of Suter a couple of times, and you're thinking, go on, like, just keep going. Because I don't think it's kind of his pace and power that's necessarily the worry. He's a good athlete, Elton Kabangu. It's the end product. Can we see a bit more from you? And you keep that bit more composure, or play kind of the killer pass, or at times. But I love Elton Kabangu. I do. I've got a soft spot for him. So it was great to see him come on and kind of hammer home an impact here, because it can't be easy for somebody that came in last season and basically saved the campaign, really, if we're being honest. From January to May, he's seen a whole host of signings come in, particularly in offensive areas, along with kind of your loan move being made from a temporary stay in a permanent one.
And let's be totally honest,
obligation to buy.
I think he was a signing that Derek McInnes wouldn't have made.
Agreed. I don't think he's one that he necessarily would have identified, but he spoke so well about Elton Kabangu post-match. So I think for Elton Kabangu, he needed a performance like that. Again, not involved in the goals, unlucky not to be, but it's kind of that reassurance of, I'm good enough to play for this team. I'm good enough to be a part of this squad. I can contribute if others can't. I should be given a chance, because there's others that have clearly been cast to the wayside, but he's still here and has come off the bench here and been brilliant. So really pleased for Elton Kabangu.
The full-time whistle goes. For the first time in 11 years generally, and 13 years in the top flight, since Ian Black and Jamie Hamill scoring goals, Hearts win at Ibrox. It takes them joint top of the league for at least the next 2 more weeks. Still unbeaten.
That's literally half my life in the top flight. We've been without a victory at Ibrox.
Yeah.
Just about.
Just unbelievable. And I said after it that there's obviously, with the start of this season, there's been a lot of talk from external voices, from internal voices about how now with Jamestown and Tony Bloom, things are going to change. And as a result, expectations should change. That's a lot of talk that when you then get knocked out of the League Cup by St Mirren and when you go 3-0 down to Motherwell, understandably it's thrown back at you. But going to Ibrox and breaking a near decade and a half hoodoo is showing that you're right and showing that the development is there.
Absolutely is. And it's nice to see that mindset shift even from beat before we're off the bus to no, these are rank. We can get a result here.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm really intrigued to see what we're like at Tynecastle against Rangers. I think it's going to be absolutely bouncing from the get-go.
I can't wait.
But that obviously is a long way off.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, just this is it, boys. Pedal to the metal. We're going fucking full bang here. Yeah. You're either with us or you're against us.
Exactly.
Like, this is it. This is our time.
Yeah. Also, to just kind of put it in perspective, we now have 4 league wins. It took us until the 22nd of December last year to get 4 league wins. We beat St Johnstone at home, where James Luke Penrice scored the header. Again, just sums up that campaign. Why was he on the penalty spot for the open play? But yeah, it took us.
Harry Milne does what he wants, so it must just be a left back thing.
It took us until the 22nd of December to get 4 league wins, and we are on the 14th. Well, as it was yesterday, the 13th of September. Incredible.
I mean,
And
you can't halt progress, McIver.
no, well, John McGlynn will be looking to do just
He'll be
that.
hoping to halt it, but it ain't happening.
That is the most confident you have ever been on this show.
5-0 Hearts.
Oh no, you've ruined it now. Oh, you've ruined it. The most us thing is finally beating Rangers and then getting beat 2-0 on Falkirk at Tynecastle. But yeah, in 2 weeks,
5
there's no game. There's no game for us this weekend because of. I like how Hearts did me a favour going, oh, you're away in another country, so
Oh
you'll
yeah,
be able
no,
to
that's
watch.
what they did. Yeah, they just
Yeah,
sacrificed another year for the League Cup
yep,
so that you could go away on holiday.
yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
definitely.
So the League Cup games are happening. We've got a week off the week after for what feels like the first time this season we're at Tynecastle because
Yeah,
it's just been so long.
I won't be because I'm flying out to Canada on
Yep,
that day.
you're away
So
in
that's
Canada.
exactly why I'm so confident that we will demolish them because I won't be here. I won't be here to witness it. I'll be in the sky, just and then waiting to land in Canada, going, please tell me we've beaten Falkirk get home.
What a sad sentence that is.
No, never mind beating her family to greet me off the plane. It's
No.
did we beat the
Wait
Bears?
now, I'll get Wi-Fi here.
Great to see you, but come on, Hearts.
I wanted Claudio Braga hat trick. So you think 5-0?
Well, because Falkirk playing midweek,
They play against Hibs. They play on Tuesday.
the Tuesday night, so
Yeah.
they'll beat Hibs, and all the energy will be taken out of them, and we'll smash them 5-0 at
They'll
Castle.
beat Hibs just that dropped it.
They will. Listen, why? Why not? Fuck it. We're not sitting on the fence anymore. Say what you feel. It's a free world.
I'm going 3-1 because it can't be this perfect. I think we'll concede.
So
But
your
I think
man
we'll win
Swallow
3-1.
will concede on his home debut.
Yeah, because I think he'll just do
Oh
something stupid like
no.
flap at someone. Or
It'll be a
he'll
Stuart Finlay back pass.
yeah, exactly.
He'll
Yeah,
have one too many
it's
shandies
just
for his 30th
100%.
birthday. That'll be him.
God, how steaming must he be if 2 weeks later he's still not
It's
fit?
a big milestone, mate. A massive milestone.
Yeah, I'll go 3-1. But that means we'll stay top of the league. Like going into the derby.
Well, oh yeah. Tie top of the league because Celtic
Yeah.
play Hibs as well. So that's
But right, because we're not going to
well.
have you here,
Oh,
I also want a derby prediction because you
oh,
won't be here.
take care of those scruffs. No
The
bother.
one annoying thing is they're quite good away from home this season, but McInnes has never lost at home to Hibs. That's
Oh,
the
great.
stat.
Oh, no, that's that done.
That's the stat.
Nah, bollocks to that. What have we got to fear with these jokers coming to town? 2-0. Fuck it.
I
Three
hope
three
you're
clean
right.
sheets on the three clean sheets on the bounce and 9 goals against Rangers.
God, you know
Falkirk
we're
and Hibs.
happy. You know we're happy now.
That definitely will not happen. I know it's been a good week for me at the bookies, but please do not take these tips seriously.
Right.
Unless you want to win big. And if you're a dreamer, then take them seriously. if you're more of a realist, then please don't.
Before we let you jet off into the Canadian skies, we will do the end is near quiz. We've got.
Who gives a shit about this? I'm
I
so
know.
happy. This has been
It's just
such a
the
long
best.
time
It's
coming.
just you can turn off now. It doesn't matter. We've got multiple
Yeah,
choice.
fuck it. See you next
Aye,
time.
bye.
We're off.
Multiple choice, true or false, 2 normal questions, and who am I? We start with the multiple choice.
You're excited for this quiz, aren't you?
I
You're
am.
really happy with this.
But-
This never bodes well.
I'm excited because I just think you're going to do well, and it's just a positive
Just
episode.
continue the positive
Yeah.
rays of it. Yeah.
You
okay.
genuinely might get 5 out of 5 here. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We'll go
We'll
that
see.
far.
Lawrence Shankland became the
Oh,
first
God.
man to score winners against Rangers, Celtic, and Hibs for Hearts. Since who?
Oh, what a question that is.
I've got multiple choice options if you'd like them.
Oh. Rangers, Celtic, and Hibs. I've got Stephen Naismith in my head, but I want to hear the multiple choices, please, McIver.
A. Rudy Scatchell. B. David Templeton. C. Stefan Adam. Or D. John Robertson.
Well, thank God I didn't say Stephen Naismith.
I could have been a dick there and changed one of the wrong answers to Stephen Naismith.
Imagine sheer shithousery.
I wouldn't do that to you.
Wow. That's a great stat, by the way. I'm trying to think of the Templeton winner against Rangers. I can't. Did David Templeton score for Hearts against Rangers? I can't think of the goal. So it must be Rudy. What were the last two? Sorry, Stefan Adam and who?
And Robbo.
And Robbo. See, because Rudy scored at Parkhead a couple of times. He scored at Tynecastle. He'd scored that decisive goal against Celtic. Always scored against Hibs because he's Rudy and he does what the fuck he wants. Yeah, I'm gonna go Rudy. Fuck it.
The correct answer is John Robertson.
Wow, really?
He is the first person to do so.
Honestly?
Yep. Stefan Adam
Wow.
could have done it, but he never scored a winner at Easter Road. But he scored winners at Ibrox and Parkhead.
Oh my god.
98 Cup
what
final,
a start.
obviously.
That is fair play. Jesus, I did not. Where did you get that from?
Scott, he tweeted it today. Literally today, someone tweeted.
Course he's got to while I'm bloody busy. There was me hiking up hills, and of course Scott decides to tweet. Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks for the prep. I mean, why exactly? Why, when McIver's got an episode, do all the stats come out, and I have to just fucking scrape and literally just wade through countless books and all sorts of shite.
You message him half the time. Fuck that.
I know. Out of sheer desperation. Exactly. But he never tweets it. Fucking hell, he's on it today.
He is. And in fairness, someone asked him. So thanks, DS.
Some
DS 1874. Thank you very much.
But that's a phenomenal stat. And good knowledge from the question asker, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. Question number 2. The last time Hearts won at Ibrox in the top flight was March 2012 with a goal from Ian Black and a Jamie Hamill penalty. But which Hearts modern day hero made his debut that day?
Craig Beattie.
He knows his stuff. Craig Beattie's debut. Just continuing the insane career that Craig Beattie had at Hearts.
He's had what Harry Mill was hoping to have.
Yeah. For minutes played, he's our most successful ever player.
I think he played 8 games.
Like, it's
8
insane.
games, win over Rangers, win over Hibs at Tynecastle, where you score,
yep,
and a cup winner battering those pricks in the final, and the winner in the semi
being the reason we get
there. Does it get any better than that?
Exactly. Unbelievable.
That was the perfect move for us and him at that time.
Yeah, the best.
Incredible. Love
well
you,
done.
Beats.
1 for 2. And now you've got your true or false. Yesterday was the first time in over 30 years that Hearts have won at Ibrox by more than a single goal.
False, because the last time we did was at Lynn Johnston's hat-trick in 96.
He's even got the score and goal scorer by
fucker.
3 months. It was January 96.
Because I was trying to do the maths in my head there, and I'm thinking, no, 96 to 2025 is 29 years. That is mental, isn't it? That is crazy.
And it literally, I worded it very specifically because it was January.
Exactly. You cheeky little fucker.
And then finally, what was the score the last time Hearts played Falkirk?
Oh, that was last season's League Cup defeat, and we lost 2-0. Did we score? I don't think we did. 2-0?
So far, you have got the exact amount of questions I thought you would get right, because I said 3, and you've got 3 so far out of 4. It was 2-0, 17th of August.
I wondered, did somebody score for us?
No,
no. I don't think so.
Falkirk went out to 10 men, and we still couldn't even fucking score.
Jesus, that was wild.
Really bad, but not a really bad performance.
Right, so we're gonna make amends for that with a 5-0 victory here. You heard it here first.
Yes, we are.
So chipper. Oh dear.
Right, 3 out of 4 in the questions. You did very well.
Take that. I will take that, mate. That first stat's incredible. I cannot believe that.
Unbelievable. Are you ready for the Who Am I?
Hit me with it.
I have played in 4 domestic Scottish finals, 2 of them for Hearts. I have exclusively played in Scotland. I have played for Hearts in wins against Rangers, Celtic, and Hibs, all in the same season. Up until 3 years ago, there was a stat in world football that only I held. And in my final year at Hearts, I won both fans and players player of the year. Who am I?
Oh,
I've not went rare here. I've went with a big dog.
oh, a big dog. Who has said big dog? I like it. Exclusively in Scotland's throwing me off though. Because two for Hearts. What'd you say? Four cup finals. Two for Hearts and two not.
I have played in 4 domestic Scottish finals, 2 of them for
Domestic
Hearts.
Scottish finals. Two of them for Hearts. Played exclusively in Scotland. Oh, yoy, yoy, yoy. Oh, God. Oh, no. This, because I'm thinking, do you know the name that's in my head? That's so obviously not this person. I'm thinking, Gary Mackay-Stephen can't have played in two other cup finals. And when the fuck did he win our fans and players player of the year or whatever you said? Oh, that has really thrown me, McIver. I'm not gonna lie to you, mate. Because like I could ask for the clubs, but we know he's played exclusively in Scotland. But then if I had an idea as to who we signed him from and sold him to and that carry on. Yeah, I've absolutely nobody in my head. So I'm going to ask for that. Can I have the list of clubs that they played for in order, please, Daniel McIver?
Heart of Midlothian.
Oh, great. A youth fucking prospect.
Queen of the South. Falkirk. Kilmarnock. Alloa. Wraith. Morton. Heart of Midlothian.
I think I know who this is. Can I ask the second question of does he play in goal, Daniel McIver?
He does indeed.
Is it Jamie McDonald?
I didn't want to put as a clue, he is currently at the club. But yes, it's Jamie
That does
McDonald.
make sense. Wow. And can't get any bigger dogs.
Because I really wanted you to ask between what years did he play for Hearts? Because I could have said 2007 to now, technically.
He spent 18 years at Hearts along with playing for a handful of other Scottish clubs.
But yeah, so he played in
I'm trying to
four,
think of the other
four
Scottish
cup
Cup
finals.
He played for Falkirk in one, where they
Yep.
lost to Inverness. And other for Killie, no?
No, it was on loan in 2007 in the Scottish
don't
Cup
tell me.
final.
Dunfermline, no? 2007 Cup final. Oh, Queen of the South.
Queen of the South, where they got beat by Rangers 3-2.
Jesus. Wow.
And then, yeah, obviously for us, he was in goals for the
I thought that was
Cup final.
was that not 2008? Because were Rangers not playing the
Sorry, 2007
UEFA
8.
Cup? Aye, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, Queen of the South
Wow.
came
I had
second.
no idea that Jamie McDonald played in goal for Queens that day.
I had
Wow.
no idea. He was the runner-up again in 2014-15 with Falkirk. He was the
That's right.
winner, obviously, with us.
Made an error for one of the goals. Sorry,
He did.
Jamie, to bring that
He
up.
did. But who gives a shit? He won at his
Exactly.
team in the biggest derby ever. And then he was in goals when we got
You
beat
the
off St
man.
Mirren. But we did talk about that.
What? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, exactly. Played exclusively in Scotland. I've played for Hearts in wins against Rangers, Celtic and Hibs. That was in the season I just spoke about. Up until 3 years ago, there was a stat in world football that only I held. Do you know what it was?
That only Jamie McDonald held.
Technically, he still holds it. He's the only human being to ever save a penalty from Harry Kane.
Oh, of course.
I was going to say up until 3 years ago because Harry Kane missed for England against France, but he skied it over the bar.
Did he not have one for Bayern Munich recently?
Oh, he maybe did. So maybe the stat is still that
Yeah.
up until a couple of years ago that he was. But yeah, for like 10, 12 years, he was the only person to have ever saved a Harry Kane
What a man.
penalty. Which, by the
On
way,
Harry Kane's Tottenham debut, I mean, whatever happened to that guy?
yeah, I know exactly. It's just unbelievable that is like it's insane.
Yeah,
And
it's mental.
that was McDonald's first penalty save ever. He'd never saved a penalty before that.
Crazy.
And then finally, it was like the 2013-14 would be the darkest time for McDonald as Hearts enter administration. As a result of entering administration, McDonald took a 70% pay cut in an effort to help the club survive. At the end of the season,
legend. I know that
Hearts,
gets overused,
but he is. He like
McDonald
absolutely
is a
is.
Hearts legend.
McDonald was awarded the Fans Player and Players Player of the Year. He was, of course, released due to administration. And then on the 24th of July last year, we re-signed him for the B team, and he's kicking about now. And I would have had him ahead of Xander Clark before we signed Schwolo. But
out of sheer patter, if nothing else.
Yeah, but he is up there in one of the most legendary players, at least in our lifetimes. But in terms of the club, he was the goalie that won 5-1. Like, insane. And my favourite story about that is that he didn't enjoy this second half because he had nothing to do and everything happened at the other end. And he was just desperate for the game to end. So
we all enjoyed it, Jamie. Who are you kidding?
Because he was in the Hibs end as well, because he was with him. Yeah. Like, he didn't even get to be in the celebrations.
Wouldn't have faced much abuse because they were all...
No, because there was nobody there.
Yeah.
I did see so many people yesterday tweet, we are the people. Where are the people? Somebody posted also just a guy standing going, we are the person.
I like the WATP, we are 10th place.
That's great. That is great. Excellent.
That was decent as well.
Excellent. But what a podcast it has been. What a weekend it has been. Incredible stuff.
What a multitude of rage and crazy predictions that almost definitely won't come true.
Absolutely.
And a great quiz. Well done, mate. You did
Thank you very much.
Considering you've had the shorter time to prepare it and whatever, I'll give you your due.
And I've been packing.
It was an enjoyable one. And yeah, you're going to have a great time in Berlin. I'm going to have a great time in Canada. Please win on Derby Day. Don't ruin the wedding that I'm going to go to. And all will be great. Life's good. This is brilliant, isn't it?
I mean, there is an element of if you checked your phone the day, you would have got your first ever 5 out of 5. But we can move past that.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Doesn't matter. We hope you have enjoyed. If you've not enjoyed this episode, why do you listen to us? Basically, right? It's never going to get better than this unless we win the cup.
This is peak Perth to Paisley production right here, right now. If you don't like it, lump it.
Yeah, 100%. If you have enjoyed it, though, please share it about as much as you can. Leave us a review on your podcast platform of choice. If you've been watching us, be jubilant on YouTube. Please have a like, comment, and subscribe. Perth2Paisley on all the socials. Perth2Paisley@gmail.com if you want to fire us over an email. Adam, where can they get you on all the socials?
You can get me on all the socials. Not checking out anything to do with Jamie McDonald, but more the winning goals from John Robertson against Rangers, Hibs, and Celtic at Kendo's column.
I will be back in 2 weeks' time with a guest to review the Falkirk win.
Richard Cobb.
It's probably going to be Richard Cobb. Let's be honest. I've got 2 guests lined up, and one of them is Richard Cobb.
Good
so
man.
We'll see what happens. It might get moved about. We don't know. He has just had a wee girl. So, Falkirk, your child. Like, I don't know which one takes priority, but I know which one should take priority.
Covering these scrubs on a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. But until then, we'll see you next time. We hope you have enjoyed it. Bye-bye.
Come on, it fucking hearts!